Good morning, everyone. This is Jason Santos, and for today, we will continue the discussion of BPO. So, we are already here in the second module of BPO, the types of outsourcing. And there are actually several goals and objectives for the second module. It's just that we will be covering a portion of them for today. So for today, we will have the two types of outsourcing and what is outsourcing as a business strategy. Okay. So by the end of the entire module, you should be able to do the following. So I have mentioned the two, and then the others will be covered in the next discussions. So state the common types of activities, tasks, and or process that gets outsourced, define the components of readiness assessment, and then identify what are the key technologies and trends in outsourcing. So let's put things into context. Here we have a few statements such as no man is an island, everything is connected, and the nature of business is. So these three things are some of the quotes that are used to describe the current state of BPO. So you might wonder what do these statements have anything to do with business process outsourcing? Okay, so let me elaborate. First is that no business is an island as well. If no, we can say that no man is an island. We can say the same for businesses. I mean, any type of business, all businesses rely on each and other existing businesses as well in order to survive, and they are all interconnected. Okay, let's say Jollibee, who is a long-term fast food business in the Philippines, relies on its suppliers. Okay, suppliers of raw materials for like the chicken, the vegetables, potatoes for their fries, soda, so on and so forth. Even the materials that they used for their delivery, everything, the pieces that go together to make that entire fast food business uh, are being gathered elsewhere. So in that manner, we can say that Jollibee does not operate by itself, but is also reliant from other businesses that acts as its suppliers. Okay. And then we also made a statement at the end that the goal of every business or the nature of every business is, for me, there's this quote that I always remember and use whenever I discuss business is that the business of business is business. Okay, it's very plain and simple. No business operates at 100% charity. Okay, majority of charitable businesses still have a larger fraction of their business which are used to generate profits. Okay, and all businesses are, of course, geared towards getting profit. I mean, we cannot be we cannot hide that fact. Okay, we cannot disregard that fact. We can say many things or try to sugarcoat it, but that's the reality of business. I mean, nobody would get into business knowing that he or she will lose money and will not gain anything at all. So overall, there is a gain that is being looked at, and of course, this is going to be profit. Okay, so you make the money, use the money to make more money, and then you repeat the entire process. Okay, so there are two types of outsourcing. The first one will be what we call third party. So when you say third party, it is owned by a service provider or a local entity or part of a global group. And then they are providing services to clients of the service provider. And then the second type of outsourcing is what we call the shared service center or SSC. So when you say SSC or shared service center, they are wholly owned by the mother company. And they are providing services entirely to their affiliates and subsidiaries, or more rarely to clients of the mother company. So let me explain the differences between these two types of outsourcing further. Okay. So for third party, here are some examples. We have Accenture, Aegis, Convergys, EGS, IBM, Cytel, SPI, Stream, Sutherland, Sykes, and Teletech. So Teleperformance, Telus. When you say third party, what this means is that these centers are catering services for other multiple and other accounts, okay, or other businesses. So let me put an example. Accenture. Inside Accenture will be multiple accounts for multiple businesses globally. Let's say there's this business A, and then there's business B, and then there's business C, and then they are all paying Accenture for their services to put up a call center or a contact center. So you see, multiple call center services are happening inside Accenture. Okay, there is no specific Accenture business wherein Accenture is dedicated on, but rather they are acting as a third party contract service provider. And same goes for all of these um, companies that we have mentioned here. On the other hand, we have examples of shared service centers like ANZ Bank, Chartis Technology and Operations, Chevron, Citigroup, Dell, DKS, HP, HSBC, JP Morgan, Maersk, Manulife, and Shell Shared Services Asia. So, to put it simply, these shared service centers are dedicated. Okay, I'd like to use the term dedicated towards servicing their mother or parent company, which is let's put this Citigroup as an example. So Citigroup is definitely a banking service. So we know Citibank, and we know this is a financial institution that exists worldwide. So when you see a call center for Citigroup in the Philippines, okay, you are very sure that when you enter uh, the Citigroup call center, they are only servicing Citibank. Okay, they are servicing Citibank customers, Citigroup customers all over the world. They don't have any other accounts in their call center. The same goes for Manulife. We have a lot of alumni and graduates in Bulacan State University who are employed in Manulife. So in Manulife, they don't have any other accounts. They just serve Manulife customers. Okay, so they have a contact center here, and they act as a service center from the term itself, servicing Manulife customers all over the world. And the same goes for all of the companies or examples mentioned herein. Okay. Now, these are not limited. The list that I have here are not just the entire existing list. Okay. There are still a lot out there for you to research and check out. And I'm sure there's a much more updated list of SSCs and third parties operating in the Philippines because it's constantly changing. Just like what I mentioned last time, Convergys is non-existent anymore because this has been acquired for already by Concentrix. Okay, so there. So example, Cytel again is a third party outsourcing company, and inside Cytel are multiple accounts, and just like here we have an example job ad. They are hiring for an unnamed financial account. Okay, so they have not named specifically what type of financial account this is, and this will just be disclosed once you get employed. Another will be a pioneering home and electronics account. So we have home. Let's say this is Home Depot. I've had the chance to work for Home Depot when I was in the BPO. So there, these are examples of accounts, and these are just one of few of the many that are existing in Cytel. So all of these accounts serve several purposes. Okay, and there are also multiple strategies to outsourcing. So we have multi-sourcing, we have crowdsourcing, onshoring, nearshoring, and offshoring. Among some of the strategies that we have mentioned, we will give a few examples. So, for example, here, WhatsApp. I'm sure most of you are already familiar with WhatsApp. They take outsourcing to another direction, and then primarily they are outsourcing in Russia. So in 2012, WhatsApp was a small firm with only 30 full-time and 5 part-time employees in Mountain View. So can you imagine that there is it's just a very small team of 35 people, okay? But since then, WhatsApp has grown to be one of the most popular chat apps in the world. So a lot of people credit WhatsApp features like small bandwidth usage, and WhatsApp also, apart from consuming less bandwidth, less data, um, it's the encryption. Okay, your messages are highly secured when they are delivered via WhatsApp, unlike other messaging applications. Okay, so third party encrypted messaging features. So you are sure that you will not be hacked, your account will not be hacked, your messages are very private, it will not be shared with anyone. So these are the things that people enjoy in the WhatsApp, okay, as compared to the others. And WhatsApp was sold to Facebook later for $19 billion. Okay, but WhatsApp didn't experience this growth relying solely on their 35% team. So this is where outsourcing um, plays an important role. So they have 35 people in their core team, but they have outsourced the development to developers in Russia. And for a fraction of the cost, it would have taken to keep business at home. So imagine if they have developed the entire application in the US, it would have cost more. That's why they have brought it to Russia because the cost to develop it there was fairly cheaper. Okay. As the business grew, however, some of the Russian developers were relocated to the US. So, seeing the good development, and as WhatsApp continuously grew and then later on being acquired by Facebook, they were able to hire the Russian developers for a full-time job and relocated them to US. So, see, that's an example of an outsourcing strategy. Another, of course, would be for Google. Okay, so if there is one company that sets a good example of excellent business practices and scaling successfully, it has to be Google. It'd be hard pressed to find a business person that doesn't know about and or use several of Google products. So Google works hard to take care of all their employees, okay, in Mountain View, California, but in their in-house employees are not the only people that enjoy the benefits of Google employment. Google has been outsourcing work to remote employees for years and seeing excellent benefits. In fact, they have a site here in the Philippines. It's in a 7 NEO building, Fifth Avenue Square, Crescent Park, Manila, in Metro Manila. So that's just a testament to Google's outsourcing services being also done in the Philippines. Okay, they outsource everything from virtual assistant work to IT work, the development, and more. So not to mention they outsource email support for AdWords, and there is no discrimination on when they hire. Okay, Back in 2011, they had over 1,000 reps from 60 different countries. Okay. And then these reps were handling 10,000 calls per week. And then Google is not the only company that has a mix of employees at home and remote employees. In fact, several companies blend domestic and international contact customer service. So you see, all of these things um, play a role in the outsourcing